Hello everyone, welcome back to Edwards Trades. I hope you guys are having a fantastic weekend. I'm going to be doing another technical analysis of the general broad market, the SPYs, the QQQs, as well as go over a few core listed companies such as Apple, so on and so forth. So, moving on, or what has happened this week. Overall, bigger picture from a weekly perspective is that throughout the end of July or near the end of July, we have been at a steady uptrend, which is considered bullish. So we've broken out of this downward pressure here from, you can say, the start of the year. So now we kind of have been going on a steady uptrend, which is fairly bullish. As far as its candle structure and location, compared to the previous candle, which was July 29th that week, the end of that week, this we have here a bullish bar. For those of you guys who do know or don't know what that means, basically candle structure is important in determining the overall volume potential during that given week, the trading week, how much people are buying or selling, so on and so forth. But bar to bar comparison, this one has been for this week, from the start of August to now, August 5th, which is the end of the week. It's fairly small compared to the previous bar here. There's a little bit a lack of volume here, which is not technically a bad thing, but there were a little bit of, we were kind of like sideways. There wasn't really a whole lot of movement, and I'll get a little bit more into that on a day-to-day time frame, but fairly compared to this one, it's a lot smaller, but we still are respecting the higher high, higher low formation here. We have a higher high here because we did close above the previous candle here, the previous wick here. And again, it's still bullish. We're still respecting a bullish momentum, but this bullish bar could be an indication of, buying momentum slowing down for the short time being. But overall, since the end of July till now, the market has been fairly bullish, and especially throughout the month of July till now, it has been fairly bullish. So again, from a day-to-day perspective here, we are still at a steady uptrend from the start of July 14th to now. Bullish momentum, higher highs, higher lows. For those of you guys who don't know what high highs and higher lows is, it's basically an indication of an uptrend. So we have a high here, and then we have a lower high here, right? And then in order for a stock to carry that momentum, we need to form another higher high, which would be right around here, and then we would be forming a higher low here. So what that generally means is that with these formations that are coming on, a high, low, we have a higher high and a higher low here, the stock market is moving at a fair uptrend. Now, as far as where we're at currently, we've kind of been choppy, sideways momentum. There wasn't a whole lot of movement, but I would still consider this another higher high here. We could be expecting another higher low pullback, either around 407, quite possibly, since we're still respecting this overall trend line here, or maybe a little bit, maybe if I bring out the Fibonacci retracements, from this move to this move, a decent pullback would be right around 402, which is nothing too crazy. Because and then for those of you guys who don't know what a Fibonacci retracement is, it's kind of like retracement levels, and so you almost use it as a reference, guys, to determine whether or not a pullback from one point to one point is healthy or not. So a 38.2 is considered a healthy pullback, or a moderate pullback. A 50% retracement is considered super healthy. A 61.8% here is considered a little bit too extreme. And then pure retracement can only go up to 100%, which means that from this move here to this move, the stock can only move down 100% or more, so on and so forth. But what you guys, generally speaking, what you guys need to understand, or the gist of it all, is that a pullback is expected. It'd still be kind of healthy, nothing really wrong in having a pullback here, because again, we still are waiting for a higher low formation right around 407. So again, market's been pretty bullish. What will determine the overall flow of where we're going to be heading is inflation, which is CPI data, which is this Wednesday, August 10th, 8:30 in the morning. I will be showing later a website that you guys can use to keep track of all the economic calendars and news outlets that are coming out every month. I highly suggest you guys take a look at it if you guys are going to be interested on knowing what's going on with the economy, how well we're doing, because all that impacts the flow of the market, the stock market, and the general direction where we'll be going throughout the rest of August. So again, Sideways momentum, not a whole lot of movement here, which is why I was saying from a weekly structure, unlike this candle, unlike from this candle, it's a lot smaller. Because why? Because from a day-to-day perspective, sideways choppiness. Again, levels to look out for. If we break 407 here, the next possible level to the upside would be 429. And if we break 407, I would say a good retracement level would be around 399. The lowest would be 390. If we break 390, we're back to bearish territory, more downward momentum. So now we're going to take a look at the QQQ. So again, much like SPY, again, week to week is fairly bullish. Again, throughout the month of July, we've kind of been bullish, healthy. We're starting this uptrend now after being in this downtrend for basically the start of the year. So again, day-to-day perspective, much like SPY, higher high, higher low situation here, bullish. Again, a pullback is expected here, right around here at 312. Again, respecting this overall trend line I have drawn out here. Again, fairly healthy. I wouldn't see an issue if, for example, my prediction would be that, leading up to this Wednesday report, we may be seeing some form of sell-off. The news comes out good, and then we back to, moving up, forming higher highs and higher lows, so on and so forth throughout the rest of the month of August. So, again, fairly bullish. Nothing wrong as far as location and structure. Everything looks pretty bullish. Wouldn't really worry too much. Again, major levels to look out for. If we were to pull back, 312 here. We want to hold above 312, which was prior resistance here from the start of June from the start of June to the start of June and the end of June. Prior resistance, we want to see it turn into support, maybe a possible retest at 312. If we break 312, the next level would be 303, and then so on and so forth. But we don't want to break anywhere low. We don't want to break anywhere lower than 296. Why? Because if we do, this whole move that we just did, even for SPY, it was kind of like you could say a big waste of time. But generally speaking, I don't think that likelihood is not going to happen. But for me, I think we're going to be expecting some little bit of downward pressure leading up to this Wednesday's report, and then we're possibly going to see a bounce above 312 and to continue to rally to the upside. Again, 312 and 308 or 303 are major support levels to look out for. And now we're going to take a look at the core list of companies. So we're going to take a look at Apple. So again, just like the SPYs and the QQQs, if they rally, the tech sector will rally as well. Of course, as you can see here, from a weekly perspective for Apple, since the start of July, we have been, steady positive green. Bar-to-bar ratio is fairly healthy. Of course, volume has been picking up since the start of July, and again, non-stop green, bullish, of course. Nothing wrong here. It's bullish. Day-to-day perspective, again, just like the SPYs and the QQQs, you have a higher high, higher low situation here. Bullish, higher high here, waiting for a higher low situation here. And again, going over the major levels to look out for, we did try to break 166, which was, I believe, Wednesday's trading session, which is August 3rd. We rejected it here twice. If we're able to hold above 166 in the future outlook, the next level to look out for would be 170. And again, just like everything else, I am expecting a possible pullback to maybe 159. We do have this gap fill here, or this gap situation here, so we could be seeing maybe a super, nothing to really worry about here, but as far as like a trading perspective, generally 160 would be a good support. We fill this gap here, continue on this momentum. So in other words, if I were to draw it out here, we could be seeing maybe a little bit of selling pressure, bounce here, and continue to move up higher. Or, maybe if we want to fill the gap, nothing wrong with a little bit of deep retracement. If we bring out the Fibonacci's again, so if I go ahead and bring out the Fibs, and let's say we do this move to this move, again, as you can see here, let me go ahead and change the color so you guys can see it a little better. If we were to make it yellow, that might be a little bit too, I think yellow is fine. Yeah. Okay, that looks a little good. So from this move to this move here, you know, 50 excuse me, a 50% retracement, which again, as I mentioned, is considered a pretty healthy pullback, is around 158.91. You know, maybe it could, to fill the gap, 157 would still be okay as long as we don't break down, as long as we don't break this overall trend line here. 50% retracement is right around 160, 158, which is still considered healthy. And let's say that in the future we do fill this gap here. Again, 157, it's generally not really a bad area to fill the gap in, but again, I just don't want us to break 160 and then, you know, fall back down all the way to 150, because again, all this progress that we have made throughout the month of July would have been for nothing, you know, and we want to continue this bullish channel that we have created throughout this whole month of July to now. So simply put, major levels to look out for: 166, break and hold above it. 170 would be next. Pullback is more likely than expected after this rally for the beginning of August. 160 would be support. If we do fill this gap, I would likely don't want it to go anywhere below 157. Again, still considered healthy, but yeah, we're still waiting. The only way to know that is the news outlet for this week. So now we're going to take a look at Tesla. So again, higher high, higher low formation here. We did have a strong sell-off. I think it's due to the fact that Tesla does have a stock split, which has been improved, but we were seeing a lot of selling pressure. Friday's trading session, which was the 5th, there was a lot of rejection above the 90.22 level, which is psychological resistance, which is right around here. Psychological resistance, we weren't able to hold above it, and we did. I mean, from a respective standpoint, it's still technically considered a, you know, we have a high here. We do have a lower high here, and then again we have another higher high here. Then we have a higher low here, and then again, you know, rinse repeat. You know, higher high, and then we now just formed a higher low. So again, you know, still bullish. I don't see anything wrong with it, but I mean, the the selling pressure was a lot stronger Friday. We weren't able to hold above 99.222, which is psychological resistance. So again, what is expected for this week, or as far as major levels, you know, if Tesla wants to quote unquote remain bullish, I don't want it to see it close below 874. The next possible retest or the next possible fall down would be right around 759. Again, we're still respecting this trend line. As long as it doesn't break this trend line, it's still considered bullish. So as long as we hold above 874 throughout this week, it's fairly bullish. If we break and hold above 874 and, of course, get above the psychological resistance 922, the next level will be 975. Opposite would be that if we reject 874, which was prior support and now it's kind of resistance, again, we could be seeing a possible gap down or a downward momentum to right around, downward momentum right around in here. If I can go ahead and show you. Okay, sorry about that. Again, right back down here if we were to break this trend line. All right, so now we're going to take a look at two more companies, AMD. So again, weekly perspective, like the tech sector, Apple, and so on and so forth, SPYs and QQQs. Again, bullish, especially during the start of July, like Apple. Bullish throughout the month of July till now. You know, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. Bullish, volumes is increasing, which is generally a positive thing. Day-to-day perspective, again, higher high here, higher low here, higher here, higher low here, higher high, possibly waiting for another higher low, which would be right around 98. If I show you guys my drawing, that is previous resistance, which is around 98, 99. Again, nothing wrong if we have some sort of retracement this week because we're waiting for the expected news outlook to come out this week. As you can see here, even here, 50% retracement is right around 90%, 99. 50% is right around 99. 61%, which looks fairly plausible, is 97.85. So again, as far as you know, major levels to look out for, if we were able to hold above 103 as support, the next level will be 109. If we pull back down, if we come back down, I would like us to hold above 90, 97, 98-ish for possible another higher low and bounce to maybe 106, and then, something like this to happen throughout the month of August. So yeah, again, we don't want to break down 97 or break this trend line or upward channel that we're forming. If we do, if we break 98 and next level will be 94, then 90, so on and so forth. But overall, the market's pretty bullish. We're just waiting for this news outlet August 10th, this Wednesday, to determine the overall direction that we're going. Last company I'll take a look at is Nvidia. So these are the chip sectors. And again, bar to bar ratio is pretty good. Although it's still bullish. Nothing wrong with it. We did gap up during the middle of July. Again, fairly bullish. Nothing really to worry about here. From a day-to-day perspective, again, it's we kind of have a higher high, higher low situation here. Higher high, maybe possible waiting for a possible pullback. Major levels to look out for here from the daily perspective is going to be, let me go ahead and draw this out here. I thought it was already, hang on. Let me go ahead and draw this out. I apologize for this last minute change here. There you go. I'm going to do this real quick. All right. So for Nvidia, again, major resistance levels to look out for this week would be that if we're able to get out of this congestion area, which was formed throughout May till the end of June, a breakout of 192 would lead to a possible rally towards the next resistance level would be 209. If we're unable to hold this prior resistance and turn it to support, again, we reject 192 this week. Next support would be 180, and then after 180, right back down to 159. So again, the true determining factor of this overall direction of where Nvidia will be heading would be the determining factor of the CPI data. Depending on what they say or what the numbers report, could be fairly bullish, or it could be bearish, and we could be heading back down again. But that's my overall outlook for this week. And then, just pretty quickly, I'm gonna show you guys a website. The website you guys can use to keep up to date with what's with the overall economic calendar. Stay informed, stay up to date of the the news outlook. So let me go ahead and switch real quick. All right. So this is called Forex Factory. I highly suggest you guys, for those of you guys who are interested in option trading or investing, this is a great website to use to look up any major news outlets that are coming up. CPI, which is right around here, again, 8:30 in the morning, August 10th. I would definitely pay attention to that. The previous numbers revealed, so the previous year, let me go ahead and show you guys here. The previous number, so the last time we reported it was right around July. It revealed that inflation was a little bit higher than expected. Generally speaking, what that means is that if inflation is not under control, that means that there is no slowing down in inflation. Generally, that means that the FOMC, the Federal Reserve rate, has to put restrictive or tightening on the market, and basically they have to increase interest rates. And the only way to determine that is what the number reports reveal. So after this, we're going to be having, I think the week after, if I go ahead and go to the next week, we should be having a FOMC meeting. Where is that? Right here. Oh, no, excuse me. I think it more than likely is going to be the end of the end of. I apologize if I can't find it at the moment, but just what you guys need to know is that the inflation report is going to matter. And yeah, basically, I can't find it. I apologize about that. But anyway, once I have the correct date for the inflation report, or not for the inflation report, but for FOMC, again, what we would like to see is whether or not inflation is under control. If inflation is under control, then we're more than likely going to see a market rally. Again, I don't know what the numbers are going to reveal, but we really don't know until that news report comes out. But generally speaking, the last report was fairly negative, and markets did sell off quite a bit. They weren't as the selling momentum wasn't as strong as other reports have been from the beginning of the year. So again, we could be seeing a little bit of selling pressure, leading up to this Wednesday's report. And again, my major concern for you guys to look out for is, to see is if inflation is under control. If it's under control, that's a good thing. That means that, the Feds don't have to put more restrictive tightening on the markets, so the markets can more than likely rally. And if you guys want, again, it's called Forex Factory. It tells you, all the reports that have came out this week. So what is expected is that this Wednesday, they expect that inflation to ease. And yeah, again, this is what the market is waiting on this Wednesday. And again, I would, save this. Forex Factory is what it's called. I would have it saved. And pay attention to this. It's very important. Again, it even tells you why it's important here, and so on and so forth. But yeah, that's basically the general broad market outlook. I will post another video this Wednesday after they release the numbers, so I can do another technical analysis of where, what this could mean for the overall market, and where the market's going to be heading from August to, from the end of August to September. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it if you guys, liked and shared the video to your friends or whoever. I like enjoying these videos, and I want to know that you guys are really enjoying these videos. And again, I'm doing this just to show you guys, and hopefully you guys learned something today. But yeah, please, again, I know I keep saying it, please like the video, subscribe, help the channel out. I want to keep making these videos more and more, but I want to know that you guys are really enjoying these videos. And if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, please leave it down in the comment section. If you guys want me to do like an in-depth guide on a stock like Apple, and go more in depth with it, just let me know. Just leave the comment section down below. But yeah, I'll see you guys this Wednesday. Hopefully the market's looking good. But yeah, see you guys in the next video. Peace.